you wanted the best, you've got the best podcast, the hottest podcast in the world. The Chris Voss Show, the preeminent podcast with guests so smart you may experience serious brain bleed. The CEOs, authors, thought leaders, visionaries, and motivators. Get ready. Strap yourself in. Keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the vehicle at all times, because you're about to go on a monster education roller coaster with your brain. Now, here's your host, Chris Voss.
Hi, folks. It's Voss here from thechrisvossshow.com. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There are only things that makes official. Welcome to the big show. As always, the Chris Voss Show is the big show that loves you and wants you to be smarter, better, brighter, your life to be better. We want you to win the lottery, and that or just get rich from starting your own company. We have so many great entrepreneurs on the show like today. Or, I don't know, inherit it. For some of you, that's too late, including me. Anyway, guys, be sure for the show to your family, friends, and relatives. Go to goodreads.com/Chris Voss, LinkedIn.com/Chris Voss, Facebook.com/Chris Voss, and Chris Voss on the TikTok. The opinions expressed by guests on the podcast are solely their own and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the host or the Chris Voss Show. Some guests of the show may be advertising on the podcast, but it is not an endorsement or review of any kind. Today, we have an amazing young man on the show. We're going to be talking about his business, entrepreneurism, leadership, and all that cool stuff we like to talk about on the Chris Voss Show. His company is called Sellify AI, and we're going to get into some of the details, what goes on to it there, and all of that good stuff. Today we have Thomas Lundberg on the show. He is an extremely blessed husband to Erica and a proud father of their 18-month-old son, James. I checked with Erica, and she confirms he's extremely blessed. Or she is. One of the two. I don't know what that means.
Both.
He graduated from the Utah State University with a degree in finance and entrepreneurship. He began his career in summer sales with Fox Pest Control, where he broke industry records and led sales teams. Over time, he expanded his ownership stake and played a key role in scaling the company, leading to its successful recent sale to Rollins. Since then, he founded Sellify AI, focusing on automated sales processes through AI-powered texting. Under his leadership, Sellify AI has seen rapid growth in its first year, generating more than $1.5 million in the first 10 months so far. And also founded ACE Cooperatives, a door-to-door sales organization that attracts the highest talent in the industry, leading to the industry's highest per rep averages. He credits all his successes to God and the support of his beautiful, blessed wife. Thank you very much for coming to the show. How are you, Thomas?
Yeah, thank you for having me on. I'm happy to be here. I'm excited to have a discussion today.
There you go. You have an extremely blessed life, according to your bio, so that's good.
Yes, that is very true. Very true.
It's good gratitude in life, right? And appreciate everything you have, because, it could be worse. You could have a giant wart on your forehead, which you don't. So I don't know.
Well, the thing too is I think that in leadership, just in general, it's good to have a principle of, if you all win together, and you take extreme ownership, if something goes wrong, then it's kind of your fault. But if everything's going well, then it's a credit to your team members, So
yeah. Or you could just be a narcissistic jerk like me and take credit for everything. They hate me in the office. Anyway, give us your .coms or whichever, wherever you want people to find out more about you on the internet.
Yeah, absolutely. So best place to find us is going to be sellifyai.com.
There you go. So give us a 30,000 overview of what this is and what it does.
Yeah, absolutely. So, for some context, I have a background in sales. I, like I said in the bio, I did door-to-door sales, and so, as we created the company, just kind of a story like of what inspired, what we do. Mm-hmm. I had a sales team that, I was wanting to grow and I was wanting to scale. And so, there's a lot of business owners listening to this too. It's like, well, yeah, we're always looking to scale our companies. Mm-hmm. And so I was looking at ways to do this. So my idea was, well, I'll have the sales team and we'll kind of be like an outsourced sales organization, essentially, right? So companies will hire us, we'll do sales for them, we'll take a commission on our sales. Well, then I found out that, AI was really coming out and we could automate a lot of the processes. And long story short, we're like, you know what, I'll try to find a software that can do this and we can just sell the software. Well, it turns out there just wasn't anything out there. And we had to create it. So that's kind of the backstory of how I got involved with Sellify. But essentially what we do is we automate sales with AI, and mainly it's focused on the pest and lawn care industries. And we're slowly broadening out, but we take the sale from end to end. So we just plug into the CRM. We have a fully automated two-way conversation with the customers, and then we close the sale, get them to sign an agreement, all that jazz, and it's all fully automated. So it's almost like having a sales team that we just plug into your CRM, if that makes sense.
There you go. I love it. And AI is taking over the world. AI is eating the world. Does somebody have a book title on that? I should make that book title.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. World, or it's going to eat something.
What's interesting too is like there's a lot of companies out there that have AI in the name, and it's kind of a buzzword right now. But I think that the companies that are going to excel are the ones that like legitimately make companies money, or like the ones that actually drive revenue, because you can get AI softwares that can help you write an email, but are they really generating revenue? I mean, they may be cutting costs, but there's few out there that'll actually, depending on your industry, right? But that'll actually generate revenue and grow your business.
Mm-hmm. There you go. And so what features make this better that you guys offer with the AI? It's better than, maybe hiring somebody, I don't know if it's the same. Let's put it that way, as what you're doing with the sales. But like, there's a lot of people that will hire people from the Philippines to do sales for them. Like, it was kind of funny. I got a LinkedIn pitch today that was written in the third person, and they wanted to friend me, and they also want a phone number to make a pitch call to me. And it was written in the third person. It was like, hey, I'm working with Jolene, and Jolene would like to contact you. And I'm like, okay. Was Jolene busy? It was really funny, but I get a lot of hit up on LinkedIn for help with that. A lot of coaches will use like the Philippines folks. They're really good. There's some really good people over there. Or for local in my office, hiring my own salespeople to do stuff. What are some of the key features that you guys offer that make it different than these these silly humans hiring them?
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's a lot of different things like we bake into the CRM, so it's just super deeply integrated. I can share my screen, but I don't know if that helps on the call. I can show you some examples, but
you can try. Let's see. Let's get a look and we'll see.
Okay.
I might have to take down the overlay, so let's see how it looks, and then I'll yank it if we need to.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. All right, I'm just clicking present right now.
Mm-hmm. Are you guys based in Utah? We were talking about this beforehand. Where are you guys based out of?
Yeah, so Logan, Utah is my home base.
Cache Valley, right? Do I have that right?
Yeah.
We were talking here. Let me make this, bring this to the forefront of the stage, and let me take away our thing so you should have full screen. That's okay. Where we were talking about my first company I started back in the day, and some of our first business clients was Cache Valley Mortgage and a bunch of mortgage brokers up there.
Okay.
Yeah, wonderful place. I used to spend a lot of time going up there every day.
Yeah, it's a beautiful country out here.
The only thing is we killed a lot of deer in that Sardine Canyon, man, with our delivery vehicles.
That's true. That is true.
We were murderous.
Okay, cool. So, just some of the use cases. So I'll get to your question of like what makes us different from like, hiring, outsourcing a team or something like this, right? But, we do just our main use cases are like upsells, cross sells. We can win back, cancel customers. We're going to do voice soon, but right now we're all over text. And so these are the integrations we have. So like I said, kind of pest and lawn care driven right now. We also have Service Titan too, so there might be some of the trades. But the more integrations we build, the more like it's pretty like let me give you an example. So like let's say you have an outsourced team. A lot of times what they'll do is they'll get the customer to a point where they say, yeah, let's do it. But then they pass it off to some internal process that you guys have, that a company might have. Like, so, but we take it full end to end. So instead of stopping at like, overcoming objections and building value and getting them to commit, we'll also get them to sign an agreement. We'll get them to, we'll set up the service from end to end, like in the CRM, and then we'll collect payment. We'll schedule the service, make sure the initial gets completed, and then we mark it as a sale. And what's unique about us is we only charge for like a commission on the sales that we make. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's just you pay for what we sell, which makes it really easy for companies to try us out and use us. Because I mean, knock on wood, usually when somebody starts using us, it's like a no-brainer to continue. So anyways, so for pest control, we charge, commission of the annual value. Same thing with lawn care, home services. But yeah, that's kind of our business model. So, but this is the best thing that's going to kind of answer your question. Like if you were to hire like an internal team, this is what they can do right here.
Oh.
And then this is what we're going to provide.
Whoa.
And then a drip campaign is going to have like, that's like an email campaign. So like if you're a pest control company, right? And you're like, okay, I want to win back canceled customers, or if I want to upsell customers on mosquito control or something, right? If I do an email campaign, it's just it's not personalized. You can't overcome objections. It's a lot of manual. Like you're basically getting people to just call in, right? But we'll manage the entire end-to-end sales process. And I don't really know of anything else that's out there, at least in the pest control world or lawn care industries. Wow. You'll get some companies that will like set appointments, but to actually get them to sign contracts and close the sale end to end, that's kind of what sets us apart. And we could do it at scale. So like if you were to hire like a company out of the Philippines, right? And you have like a team of 10 people, well, you can only reach so many people in your company, especially if you're an enterprise level company. We can do hundreds of thousands of conversations all simultaneously.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
and 24/7 too, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So anyways, I mean, I can stop sharing my screen, but this just shows kind of our platform and stuff. You build like an AI persona.
Look at that.
It just matches. It just kind of has like your feel of your company and your brand. We can customize a lot of this stuff.
Global templates. You got a dashboard, campaigns you can run.
Yeah.
This is wild, man. How much, do I have to go to college and learn all this, or is it fairly intuitive where I can pick it up and?
Yeah, we have a self-onboarding platform. So like, you can just create a free account. You go to our website and then you just step right through the process. It's pretty simple. We've had a lot of companies get on there within a matter of, I don't know, minutes. You can get it up and running.
Cool.
You can do some testing,
Because I'm one of those people that I'm like, which button do I push?
Yeah, and the other thing too is like we have dedicated account executives too.
Reporting.
So yeah, we have some dedicated account executives too. So like if you ever get stuck, like we have
cool.
Reps that can basically hold your hand.
Stats and reporting. I love stats and reporting.
Oh yeah,
numbers.
Yeah, this is. I'm a big numbers guy too.
Right there. Number one.
Yeah, exactly.
Thing.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Now, how do I load in, or how do I, how do I load in the people I want you to contact? What options do I have there?
Yeah, there's really two ways. One is just we connect to your CRM. And we just say, all right, well, I want to reach out to, on a recurring basis, I want to reach out to, customers, for example, pest control customers that don't have mosquito. And, you just click play basically. And that will, you'll re-engage them year after year after year. The nice thing is we'll take that previous conversation into account. So like, let's say that, we reached out to you and we're like, we have this conversation. You're like, hey, this year doesn't really work. I just lost my job, whatever. If we reach out again next year, we can have that conversation in context and be like, hey, hopefully, this year's been better. Hopefully, you've been able to find a job or whatever. I want to reach out because we have this promotion going on.
I always just ask, are you still fucking broke? No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, so that's actually kind of cool. You can see it along the sales pipeline, and this has been super beneficial because you can make certain tweaks and adjustments that are super relevant. But
I love it, man. AI is taking over the world. It's made our lives easy. It's making our lives easier. At least some of us, I think. I don't know.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, until the Terminator thing starts, but that's another thing.
I know. Hey, it's a real concern. I mean, for what we're using it for, it's not like it can really go rogue. But generally speaking, yeah, that's an interesting topic to
I was watching. They were talking to I think someone from Claude or something, and they were hard testing the AI just to push the limits of what they could push, and in a theory case, it tried to extort. It didn't want to be turned off, and it tried to extort one of the engineers that was going to tell their wife they were cheating.
Oh
something.
My gosh!
It was all a fake setup. Just they wanted to see if it would go for it, and it did.
Yeah.
So hey.
Well, what's interesting is like we feel okay hiring these inexperienced sales reps to sell our brand. What's interesting is like I think our AI is actually way more consistent with how it approaches things, and so I think that over time you'll just see AI just get better and better and better. I mean, our business wouldn't have existed 2 years ago because two things: it would have been too expensive for the AI for us internally to run it, and then two, it's not high quality enough. The AI wasn't good enough at conversational AI, but now it is, and we get a benefit from it. We use some of the latest and greatest, but like every couple of months, there's a new model that comes out that we can kind of plug in, and it works even better.
I had someone call me, or I called someone for customer service, and they got me. I can't remember what company it was, but they had a voice AI customer service system, and the person sounded about as human as you could get. And they were like, explain to me your problem. And I was like, wow, these guys are really professional. And so I started telling my problem. And then about 15 seconds it was in, it repeated it. Yes, tell me your problem. And I was like, is he just reading off the script? And then like 15 seconds later, I was still explaining my problem. And they said the same thing. I'm like, I got this person was real.
Yeah. What's interesting is I'd say probably about 99% of people that interact with our over text, they have no idea it's AI.
Yeah.
Because
if it wasn't for him repeating that line while I was trying to explain it to him, I would have never got it.
Well, yeah, and you're talking about voice too, because we're building our voice AI too, and it's a wild west when it comes to voice because it's the technology still isn't quite there. Because what's happening is you have this text to speech and then speech to text, and there's not very many models that do speech to speech. In fact, I think there's only one right now. I think OpenAI. I could be wrong, but OpenAI is the only one that's got speech to speech. But anyways, it's a developing technology, but yeah, like I'd say like 99% of people that text with us, like they have no idea.
That's really good because you want that. It's sometimes honestly, I've had some human salespeople all my life, and there's all sorts of stuff that can go bad. Like one of the things we always used to have. I mean, one of the things we always used to have in our mortgage company was this line. The first question you had to ask the client after establishing rapport, how's your day, blah blah blah, wife and kids, that sort of thing, was, I understand you want a mortgage. What are you trying to accomplish? You had to say those 3 or 4 words exactly, and then shut up and listen, and then write down what they say, because and they'd be like, hey, I want a 15-year mortgage, I want a 30-year mortgage, I want this, I want that, What are you trying to achieve? But what are you trying to accomplish, or what are you trying to achieve was better than, what can I help you with? And the client's like, hey, this person cares about the interest that I have. Well, a lot of times they wouldn't listen, and like they would just mark down a 30-year mortgage for the guy who wanted a 15 because they didn't listen, or they didn't ask the question, what are you trying to achieve? The guy would be like, hey, I want a mortgage. And, I don't know if the person told them when they wanted a 15 or not, but usually the guy just wasn't paying attention, didn't ask the questions. I think 9 times out of 10, when we went back and checked the tape, because we would tape everything for telemarketing audio stuff, we'd find out that he never asked the question. So, what are you trying to accomplish? So, I've been through the gamut of all. I've had loan officers rip me off for leads that went to other companies that would pay them more for those leads. So they basically took our leads and sold them. Been in court over that. I've had the times where they're at closing and they're pissed because it's not a 15-year loan like they told the agent they wanted. It's a 30-year loan, and I have to clean it up and lose a bunch of money, but make people happy. Yeah. And so I've seen it all when it comes to bad salespeople, and there's a lot of great, good salespeople. I think most are, but man, when you get those bad ones, you could have saved me a lot of money with this back in the day. We're talking like tens, hundreds of thousands of dollars, probably, I think, over 20 years of business. Oh yeah. It's just very consistent. One thing I was going to say this, I think you'd like this. I can't, one thing that surprised me when I didn't know before we kind of went into all of this, the types of like questions are just like when somebody thinks they're talking to an actual human. And a lot of times we have like a female, like Anna Williams or someone as the name of the AI. I don't know what it is about how we interact, but I can't tell you how many people ask Anna Williams on a date, like straight up. Like it's frequent enough that we're like, maybe we should start tracking this because maybe you need to get with Tinder and see if you can get a referral. If you want to, you want to take me out, I'm Anna. You want to take me out? Oh, my profile's on Tinder at tinder.com XY AI bot. So there you go. Can you imagine that? Those AI programs, you've probably seen them for relationship bots or girlfriend bots or boyfriend bots. That's they're getting out of hand, man. That stuff is a whole new reality. That's just crazy stuff. Yeah. I mean, that's what I tell R2D2 when I go to bed at night. I roll over and tell her about some of these AI things that are going on. I don't know. That's the best AI joke I got. Speaking of this, it's funny because one of our clients said he's like, kind of overwhelmed them. So like, actually, we've actually when we unleash this, we've had to kind of find ways to throttle how many conversations we have at one time, because what happens is the company's like, we're making too many sales that they can't get to all of them. Wow. And so, which is a good problem to have. We figured it out. Problem to have. Yeah. I hate that. I hate it. And, but there's one client, it was so funny. He's just, he's such a good guy, but he's like, yeah, Anna, she is quite the sales whore or something like that. It's just our internal joke now at Sellify. We're like, I want to call Anna now. What's going on? Call her mommy. For sure. I don't know. So there you go. So well, anyways, it's great that this is becoming that good, because we need we need more people working on stuff that's more important, and sales is kind of a hard thing, because you gotta you really gotta handle people. You gotta close the deal. You gotta make the money. You gotta overcome objections. Yeah, that's always a big thing. And there's lots of ways you can fumble it, especially in human contact. Humans will say some stupid shit and muck it up and talk them. The other thing that humans love to do, including in dating, is talk themselves out of a sale. I've seen so many guys that will do that. I've talked myself out of sales too. So sometimes keeping it short, sweet, and concise, helps the client, and you get down to what they want to have, right? Yeah, especially like over text. It's just like really bits and pieces of information. Because here's the thing, like you'll notice like a lot of companies, when they do like marketing over text, they'll send, like, have you ever done this where you have like this drip campaign and you like send this blast text where it's like, you have the whole offer, hey, call in and we'll give you 50% off, and here's the deal and here's what's going on. And, call in or reply yes to accept or something like that. Mm-hmm. It's super abrasive. Like, I don't know, for me, I never respond to those texts. Yeah, it's pushy.
What we found is just to like, the first message is more just like, hey, this is so-and-so from such and such pest control company. I just had a few questions for you. This is still a good number for you, right? You know, and then we just kind of get them to start talking and engaging. And then we start to say, oh, I've got this deal going on. Can I send you the details, like the pricing and stuff? Yeah, sure. Okay. And then it's just very natural. It's very conversational, you know?
So you guys are warming up. You're just not going for fourth base on the first day, basically.
Yeah.
As we like
I call it go straight for the jugular. Yeah. We kind of warm them. Yeah, exactly.
And that's the way you want. You've got to build rapport. You know, that's one of the things that just make me mental in today's world. Like, no one builds rapport anymore. They just go right for second base on the first date or whatever, you know, and they don't really build rapport. Like, you know, it just comes out of left field. Like, I get a lot on LinkedIn. It's like, you know, you get this message, hey, you want to buy some more shit? And you're like, who the fuck are you? What the fuck is going on?
Or it's like, it's like 5 paragraphs long, and you're like, oh, and book a call with me, please, and all this stuff, right? It's like, okay, just have a conversation, you know, like you're not actually genuine or authentic. And that's a big thing in the new generation is looking for authenticity. You know, they want someone who's personal and genuine, you know, which is ironic because it's a robot that's talking to them, but
it's a robot.
Yeah. But, you know, it's very hyper personalized, you know, it's way more personalized than what we could have done, I don't know, 5-10 years ago, right? Even with human sales reps, it's like, how do you replicate this? How do you replicate reaching out to 100,000 people in one day with like a team of, I don't know, 2 or 3 reps? Most of the time companies have, you know.
Can I use this on my Tinder? We do the jokes here.
I mean, there's a lot of use cases. It works really well if you've got one of those, you know, if you've got, like, right now we've got Field Routes, Pest Pack, you know, Service Titan, and Real Green. So, we're always we have a wait list of other CRMs that, you know, a lot of companies have wanted us to integrate with, but it works extremely well with those because you just plug it in and you just play, and there's not really a lot of babysitting you have to do, you know.
There you go. And the great thing about, you know, these software, these AI programs, would you call this a SaaS program? Service?
Yeah.
Is you guys are always improving them. So you're always making better. There's more features and benefits usually coming out. They're always getting, you know, AI is just, it's crazy how fast it's all moving. I mean, it's I'm just trying to hold on. I'm just like,
I mean, we got incorporated on July 11th last year, so it hasn't even been a full year. We've already generated, like, you know, for our clients, I mean, we generated, I don't know, 4 or 5 million. So that makes us that puts us around 2 million, how much we've made in commissions or whatever. So
yeah, there you go. You guys are kicking ass and taking names. So there you go. You're on the forefront of the big thing. And yeah, I mean, you know, we hired a bunch of people to sell the show, what was it, last year? And it's working out good. But yeah, sometimes they don't get them the notes and all that stuff. And you know, it's a pain, or it can be a pain. Yeah. So, you know, advertising, all that crap. But you know, having somebody be 100,000 people overnight, that would be crazy, man. But at least you can control it, right? So you can say,
yeah, you could do like,
calm down there, buddy.
1,000 a day or something like that. Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Can I take leads from LinkedIn? Maybe, you know, download the list from LinkedIn. I target, you know, LinkedIn, maybe industries I want to hit. Is that possible?
Yeah, I mean, as long as you have the data and kind of you provide that data, you can upload it. Oh, I guess I didn't mention that. You can integrate with the CRM. That's the best, you know, that's recommended. But like you said, I mean, there's so many use cases. We don't integrate with all CRMs. So yeah, you can just upload like a CSV file and then just set hey, I want to do 100 a day or something like that. And yeah.
There you go. There you go. So anything more as we go out that we need to tell people and get people up to speed about and get them to check out your service?
Yeah, I mean, I would just say, like, give us a shot. Just try us out. Go to our website. You can actually demo our website or demo the AI just directly from our website. You just, you know, just go right there, and then you can interact with the AI just for like an example. But I would just say, like, big picture, you know, this is a great way to actually grow your business and to make money. And and it's you only pay for what we sell. So there's really zero to little risk to just, give it a shot, just try it out, generate some sales. And then if you like what you see, you just continue.
There you go. So they can onboard that way and test it out, check it out, learn the business, all that sort of good stuff. Yep. I need to look at it, I guess. There you go.
Yeah, I'll send you a link.
Okay. You hire salespeople and they're good. One of the problems with hiring like the Philippines is sometimes you end up with a language problem if they get on the phone with a client. Sometimes you end up with a language problem. What are you doing over there? Hey, it's international. What are you going to do? So thank you very much for coming to the show. We really appreciate it, Thomas. It's been wonderful to have you and all that good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me on. This has been a pleasure. It's good to meet you and everything.
There you go. Well, I do it to appease the AI gods, because when they turn on us, I want them to remember me, because I want to be friendly to you. Yes. I was AI friendly before it was before it was kosher or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, thank you for coming in. Give us the .ai or .com one last time.
Yeah, sellifyai.com.
There you go. Thank you very much for coming to the show. Continued success. Thanks, Monis, for tuning in. Go to goodreads.com/Chris Voss, LinkedIn.com/Chris Voss, Chris Voss 1 on the TikTok and all those crazy places on the internet. Be good to each other. Stay safe. We'll see you next time.